On the last exciting episode of AxoniusRex, we followed the story of the male Saiyan character who just found out that his new training partner is Time Patroller Vegeta. Together, they train together in the room of spirit and time, honing their skills and strength, aiming to be better training partners, impending for the Tournament of Power that's coming soon. As the training ramps up, Vegeta turns Super Saiyan Blue. Our male Saiyan manages to tap into this godly power and hold the transformation for a few seconds before losing it. A disturbance outside causes them to leave the time chamber, and on Kami's lookout, Timebreaker Vegito is causing a ruckus. Vegeta rushes in and gets taken out very quickly. The male Saiyan rushes in with the female Margin and they fight off against Timebreaker Vegito. Even combining their strength, they're no match for his devastating power. They both get knocked around and thrown off the lookout. The Freezer Race character does his best to hold off Timebreaker Vegito until the other two have recovered their stamina. In a moment's weakness, they catch him off guard, transform to their utmost limits, and then launch their final counterattack. Their time frame was short and their strength was limited, but using their combined efforts they managed to put Timebreaker Vegito down onto the floor. The male Saiyan charges up a Super Gallic Gun, followed by the Freezer Race character's Revenge Death Ball, destroying Timebreaker Vegito, and he rushes off to tell the Supreme Kai of Time. Following the Freezer Race character, the male Saiyan and female Margin rush to the Time Nest to help the Supreme Kai of Time deal with the threat. The Freezer Race character has run into a cocky few blocking the way to the Time Nest. They enter a violent death battle. The male Saiyan and female Margin quickly rush in and join the fight, transforming to their utmost limits of strength. The Freezer Race character rushes on ahead to the Supreme Kai of Time, leaving the male Saiyan and female Margin to deal with Few. However, his level of strength and power is far beyond their expectations from all of the distorted Time Rift energy he's absorbed recently. He puts them both down on the floor, but that is not the end. The male Saiyan gets up, transforms yet again, and rejoins the fight. The female Margin is back on her feet, and now it's a 2-on-1 fight against a cocky Few, against a very angry female Margin and male Saiyan. Few is putting up an extremely good fight, and it seems like he has lots of strength left to give. Before they can start to wear him down, he knocks them both back and devastates them with an onslaught barrage of ki blasts that sends them both hurling to the floor, crashing into the ground back first. Few then rushes back to KonTon City, happy that he's got rid of the two pests. Our two heroes brush themselves off and rush after him back to KonTon City. Few and Deborah set their plan in motion. 8 of the most devastatingly strong supervillains drop down in KonTon City in a massive circle. One by one, they begin charging up their supervillain energy in a massive ring around KonTon City, pulling it into the center of the circle. Unleashing all of their combined strength, they resurrect the demon Hirudegarn. All of the supervillains scatter. They take up their individual posts around KonTon City in preparation for the heroes who are about to intervene, coming back from various battles. KonTon City's greatest threat to date has awoken and is on a rampage throughout the city. Tien, Yamcha and Piccolo enter the fight against Hirudegarn to help to slow him down and avoid casualties in the city. His strength is far beyond what they could possibly understand. His devilish, evil, monstrous, enormous ki is far beyond what they can handle. He grabs Piccolo, crushes him like a twig and throws him to the floor. Tien gets blasted in the face by an incredibly strong ki blast, and Yamcha is decimated by a flying boulder. Even Goku is no match for Hirudegarn, charging up a Kamehameha wave he's knocked to the ground. Rushing back into the fight, he tries a solar flare, but is no effect and gets swatted like a bug. Across the city, the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 do their heroes pose to try and lure Hirudegarn away from the city and away from the downed fighters. The male Saiyan and female Margin have exited the Time Nest and are confronted with supervillain Kid Buu and supervillain Janemba. The male Saiyan rushes in and Janemba sets out a portal in front of him, sending him to the mountains. There he sets down on a rock and enters his Super Saiyan Blue state. Vegeta senses his ki and drops down. Now it's a 2-on-1 fight, 2 gods against 1 supervillain. An epic battle is about to begin. Their Saiyan pride only allows them to fight 1-on-1 against this amped up supervillain, so the male Saiyan puts in all of his work first. After a short while, Vegeta gets bored and then cuts in the fight, taking on Janemba himself. Janemba is an extremely fierce enemy, but Vegeta has just taken care of a clone of himself and is in a very, very bad mood. The battle rages on, this titanic clash of supervillain against God. The male Saiyan gets caught off guard by Janemba and caught in a massive beam attack. Vegeta sneaks up on Janemba and catches him in a final explosion, releasing all of his pent-up godly ki in a gigantic attack against Janemba, forcing him out of his god form. Janemba turns up his power. The male Saiyan has got off the ground. Both him and Vegeta are unable to turn into their Super Saiyan God forms, but they go into the fight anyway. Now, 2-on-1 in their base forms against Janemba. The tables start to turn as they wear him down, using nothing but sheer grit, determination and willpower. Utilizing the teamwork they developed in the hyperbolic time chamber, they start to slowly dismantle supervillain Janemba, until finally destroying him with a dual final flash. Rocketing back to KonTon City, they want to join the fight against Hirudegarn. The Frieza Race character, Cooler, Male Saiyan and Vegeta all rush in, just as Majin Buu and the female Margin are starting to launch the counterattack. Their strength combined, they force Hirudegarn onto the floor. Cooler and the Frieza Race character both launch a supernova Cooler into Hirudegarn, while the female human and male Margin launch a devastating Kamehameha dual attack into his back. At the same time, Vegeta and the male Saiyan are charging up their Super Gallic guns, and both launch it at the same time into Hirudegarn's side. Finally turning Tapion's sword into the Sword of Hope, the female human plunges it deep within Hirudegarn, defeating him where he stands. And with that, the battle is over. Zeno's guard and Zeno himself teleport down into KonTon City. With one wave of his finger, he erases Hirudegarn and the downed Bora, and puts KonTon City back to the way it was. Teleporting down into the center of the city, he's there to tell everyone why he has come. The waiting is finally over. All of the training is about to culminate in one epic, massive, multiversal competition. All 8 competing universes are about to enter the Tournament of Power. Let's take a look at the stat points. First for the QQ Bangs, direct mirror of Super Saiyan 4 Goku's clothing, giving 5 in strike, super's basic attack and stamina. The Super Soul is This Is No Time to Mess Around, which a little while after the battle begins will temporarily prevent ki from depleting, cures your ailments, and the limit burst gives you auto health and stamina recovery at the cost of your defense. Now for the attribute points, 125 will go into your basic attack for maximum damage. 84 will go into your stamina for 2 extra bars, 84 into ki for 2 extra bars, and the rest you will dump into your strike supers. Now let's go over partner customization. You'll be using Vegeta as your partner, using Wild Hunt, Focus Flash, Flash Strike, Meteor Crash, Final Flash and Dual Final Flash, with Super Vegeta as your awoken skill and the evasive is Explosive Wave. You'll be using Technical Type A as it gives you a little bit more of a stat boost compared to the Balance type, and it suits the playstyle of the male Saiyan. And the Super Soul is Take Care of Your Mother, which once when he's downed, he will restore everyone's ki and give you a large portion of your health back. Very useful for parallel quests. Now let's look at the super moves! Divinity Unleashed will be your charging move for lightspeed ki regen while attacking in battle and offsetting the ki drain of Super Saiyan Blue. Next is Wild Hunt, one of Vegeta's signature moves to offer a devastatingly brutal beatdown on the enemy. Be very careful, make sure you do this while they're stamina broken because they can vanish out of it, leaving you extremely vulnerable, but when it hits it's very, very satisfying. Next is Focus Flash, a really cool move that you can use after combos or when they're down on the floor to onslaught them with a barrage of Ki Blasts, also one of Vegeta's signature moves. Next is one of the new skills, Punisher Shield, to reflect all incoming ki damage, send back a ki ball of your own, snap behind the enemy and deliver a kick to the back of the head. If they have super armor it won't hurt them, but if they don't then it will. Your awoken skill is Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Blue for massive boost to all stats at the cost of your ki. Next is Victory Rush, a move that teleports you in and delivers a quick, swift beatdown on the enemy, snapping around them like a madman and delivering a light speed assault that will send most people hurling to the floor below. This is a very satisfying move to hit, and you can also use it after knock-up combos, making it very versatile even if they're not stamina broken. And your second ultimate is Dual Final Flash, and you will need Vegeta as your supporting partner who also has this move in order to use it. It doesn't do ridiculous damage, but it never misses after you land the first hit, and it's very satisfying to get this move to actually land. And finally, your evasive is Explosive Wave to stagger incoming attackers. You can use this defensively while people are attacking you, or you can use this offensively to bait them into attacking you, setting them up for an easy stamina break. Now it's time for the damage test! Starting things off is Wild Hunt that will beat down the enemy, doing a very nice 4,748 damage. Next is Focus Flash, and providing all 25 projectiles hit the enemy will do 5,179 damage. Punisher Shield will do 298 damage with just a projectile, while the kick will do an additional 745 damage. Your first ultimate, Victory Rush, after snapping around like a mad lad, will do 8,861 damage. Next, your full light combo chain, if you have time to go make a snack and a drink until you finish this damn combo, will do 4,922 damage. Next, a much quicker combo, your full heavy combo chain will do a very nice 5,299 damage. Your full mixed combo chain, his best combo, will do an insane 7,126 damage. Here is the first super damage combo we're going to be calling the Victory Smackdown, utilizing that very nice mixed combo chain stamina break combination followed by a Victory Rush that will devastate the enemy, send them to the ground below, doing 19,820 damage. Here is the second super damage combination called the Punisher Flash, utilizing a rush in mixed stamina break combination followed by a Punisher Shield and a Focus Flash that will do an extremely satisfying 13,297 damage. And finally, here is the last super damage combo we're going to call the Who Needs Kaioken, which utilizes the same rush in mixed combination stamina rate, followed by a light heavy vanish into a Wild Hunt that will send the enemy flying through the air and do 13,882 damage. This has been my character build for my level 99 melee-based male Saiyan character. The fate of the entire universe hangs in the balance. Who will be erased and who will be saved? Find out on the next exciting episode of AxoniusRex.